Game window, Factorio. Game audio, Factorio. But it's fine. We have a plan. We have a plan, and we know exactly what the plan is. The plan is to build better circuits on Volcanus, and then we can do that, and we can just say, okay, we're done. Stream manager. Probably should have done this when we started playing daily games, so that people weren't coming and going like, oh my god, where's Guild Wars 2? I'm here for a riveting world versus world gameplay. What are these stupid daily games? But too late for that now. Factorio. Rebuilding Volcanus circuits. Also, I have to be a little more quiet because everyone else has gone to bed. But it's fine. We in this. So, we need to shut all this down. All of this is old, busted, and obsolete. Then we need to build it somewhere else better. Which we actually have a pretty nice section of open space here that we could do it in. Dota is fun. I don't play Dota is the only problem with that one. If I played Dota, it would probably be better. But I don't know what any of that shit is. I know that there's one guy who's like a big tree. Do they still have him? Is he still in the game? He's like a big tree guy. You know the one? Right, this is the tileable unit. I think I want to rotate you. How many belts do you want to produce? Well, how many belts does this make? 4 of them fills 1 belt. Yeah, no problem. And I'll send you the screenshots that you requested as soon as I finish up here, which will not be that long. But I'll cut you around later. Maybe we'll be at the same ally rate over the weekend. I'll try and get a little more play in. So, 1, 2... Lube pipe needs to go. Well, it needs to get moved. Get this out the dang way. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to make 1 belt of greens. But I think I'm going to need 2. So we're going to go... Oh, it's not going to fit. You can take the beacons out. It's okay. 1, 2. We'll just shift some of these beacons down. We don't need that many beacons on the rocket anyway. Okay. You're also going to need emags. I think you're going to probably set the Volcanus Pilgrim up to do that, or did you ship them already? You may have them already. You do. We love that. You also need lights. It's important to decorate. Where's my copper cable being made? Down here. You have none? You ran out? I'll just borrow some from you. And then you're going to need iron plate as well. There we go. It should be more than enough. So plug all this in. I don't love that these electricity grids don't actually talk to each other. So let's fix that quick. There we go. And then we need to plug molten metal into you. Although you're out of copper. Why do you have no copper in you? Why do you have no copper in you? How did you ever get copper? Oh, it's under the track. Okay. Because you removed an underground pipe here at some point. Oh, because you needed to turn all those factories off. I remember now exactly. I actually need to cut here, and here, and here to keep everything else on. There we go. Okay. And then you're going to run out like this. You're going to run out like this. So that's your 2 greens out. You're going to run them through a balancer. You might as well just do these in turbos. Where's your upgrade planner? Because you make turbos here. Blue to turbo. Yoink. And then let's plug this thing in so the grid isn't flashing at me all angry all the time. Let's hook up the lubricant pipe because you're missing one there. Beautiful. Then you're going to need to hook up pipe. So we'll do copper along this way. And then you'll go under here. And we'll probably need to reposition this pipe later, because we're going to need molten copper again for red circuits. But we can just move that around when the time comes. We go here, 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 here. That turns copper on. And then I need to pull iron in as well. Where's my nearest iron pipe? Here. Running to here. No, that's water. Here. So you can actually just run it straight this way. Let the iron pipe come in the other way. You would then go through here. Patch these in. And that should turn on your green circuits. Good. So that flows. Now, your reds. Again, we'll just copy and paste off of Novi's. You have one line of these. Working like this. The rockets are in the way. That's fine. I'll make them down here. Because then we can hook into the copper like this. So do that. You're going to need way more EMAG plants. Oh, you're waiting above Fulgora. How nice of you. Yeah, wait until you're full. Build these. This is output for reds, which is fine. And are you outside? No, you're inside of construction bot coverage. Why are you not building these blues? You don't have enough fast inserters? You should be making them in your mall. You are. Oh, you're out. No, you are outside of bot coverage range. All right, we'll extend the RoboPort network out a little bit. We can get one here. Doop, doop. One wall's being damaged. Uh-oh. We ran out of nutrient at some point. Does that mean we're not shipping it fast enough, I wonder? Alright, well, we'll go and fix that in a little bit. I don't have time to deal with that right now. You can come over to here. You need one more power line here at the end. And then you are also going to flow this way. And you're going to go under this little splitter configuration. You're going to upgrade all of these to greens. Good. These actually need to do a little jog here. Like so. They also need to join up with your plastic, which is over here. So I want to split you off right about here. And I want to run you between those pipes. And then you're going to meet up with one of these green circuit belts. Right about here. You have a balancer further upstream, right? Yeah, okay. Then you're going to come down here. You're going to turn here. This is going to go underground. You're going to come back up like this, and you're going to go right in like that. I think you may need 2 of these, though. Whoop. Because I don't think one of these consumes... No, you're going to need like 4 of these. Hang on. Well, actually, what's your ratio like? If you wanted to make a speed 3, you need 5 advanced circuits, 5 processing unit. 5 processing unit is 100 greens. And then it's also 10 red. And 1 red is 2. So your 5 processing units is 120 greens. And then it is 5 advanced. So you need way, way, way more greens than reds. Actually, I think this ratio might just be fine. What I probably should do is split this off, though. Because we may need more than that amount of greens going into the blues. So you run like this. And honestly, I want to send the reds the other way. I want to send them like this. Under here. Out to here. Plastic can go under here. Not that we really need plastic anymore anyway. But you go out to like here. And then you're going to go into a splitter. Splitter is going to output to the right, filter on deconstruction planner. Then we just run these straight in. And straight out. And then these feed into blues. And blues look like... so red. Blues look like this. Blues are actually very nice and tidy. Yeah. Hmm? There's a rocket light. Yeah. Don't worry about those undergrounds. Greens go in here and here. Reds go down the middle. I have no idea how this thing does ratio-wise, but we'll find out. And then these sulfuric acid, it's almost certainly not going to come in that direction. And I also think that blue should probably come out the other direction. Like so. Drones will finish the rest of that. You just want to load it into... No, you want to make your circuits in an EM plant as well. You back it? No, but it did drop off, which means there should be a couple in the roboport. Or in the spaceport. Yeah, they're there. But then you need to figure out ratio for these. Also, have it stop making them in an assembler. You can do a better job than that. And you know what else? I actually think you can come straight through. My sulfuric acid should just be... Yeah, it's right over here. I can actually just have it run like this. Here. And here. And then here. Here. Done. That's blues on. And then what do we do with blues? Well, first I think we combine these green belts. Back into one. So output priority right, filter deconstruction, output priority left, filter deconstruction. You turn in like this. Actually, you don't need greens anymore. You only need blues. No, you need greens. Because you need to make all three kinds of circuit in this thing. Output left, filter deconstruction. You're here. You go under. You're here, and then this is going to be blue, which is going to come like this. And then that's everything you need for speed 3s except for the tungsten carbide. So what's your ratio here? Pull up an EM plant. Here, here, here. This radar appears to not be doing anything anymore, so let's get rid of that as long as we're over here. Speed 1, speed 2, 3. Speed 1 is 0.2 per second. Speed 2 is consumes 0.26. So we can almost get that to 1-to-1. Like one speed 1 module and you would probably do it. Yeah, one speed 3 is too much. It's actually one speed 2 I think is going to do it. So let's go grab our speed 2s. If we have any. We have 3. Perfect. .25 to 0.26, that's fine. That's close enough to 1-to-1 that I don't really care. And then speed 2 to speed 3. You make 0.1 per second, you need 0.13. That puts you at 0.12. You need 0.13. Okay, so it's speed 2's all the way down. And then how many of these do you want? Let's say 4. Because I do want a lot of speed 3 modules. So you're going to go here, here, here. And then you're going to go... Excuse you? That's that stupid corner wall again. Alright, fine. Go patch it up. You go here and here. No, that's stupid. Back it up a little bit. You go... No, wait, the only time you ever need greens is for the speed 1s. Actually, that's fine. You go here, here, here. Speed 1, 2, 3. You're going to have 2 belts that come up the middle like this. You're going to have the greens like that, and you're just going to eat directly off of this belt. Like so. You are absolutely not going to be allowed to connect this way. In case you were wondering. Okay, it did clear. We got to get back to Novice and fix that wall, though. Absolutely not allow broken connections like that. This is fine, though. And then as soon as you're past this, you go underground forever. You have one splitter that goes here. You have one splitter that goes here. No, one splitter that goes here. You run through this. You turn. You go underground. You go underground. It's actually one further than they need to go. And then you go like this. And then you need reds. That's annoying. We're gonna have to redo all of our wiring. But to be fair, I probably could have seen that coming. You need these, and then you also need reds and blues. Or red, yeah, reds and blues. Right? Yep. And then you also need reds and blues. And you need speed 2s. And I need to put speed 2s in each of these machines. And then you also need titanium ingot, which I can put at the very end of the belt. Like here. And then you will request... What kind is it? It's a little diamond one, right? Tungsten carbide, yeah. You get one of these, ask for like 200 at a time. They should exist in the logistics network somewhere. I just have to give you a roboport that's closer. Like here will be fine. And then you output at the top. Let's say right here. You'll have an inserter here. Goes into a storage chest. Storage chest is going to be filtered on speed 3s. You're going to have a belt that runs straight down like this. You're going to need power. And then this, we can just flip horizontally. With some minor adjustments to how the belt works. and some minor adjustments to how that works. Because we can actually just use a long-handed inserter here. And then now that we've got that, we can extend the belt a little bit. But then we can pile this. We can just get rid of that. And now we can extend this thing out as far as we want. But for now, I think producing 4 speed 2s in an EM plant is going to be fine. So give me some of these, because then I can get these rolling in the other machines. Oh, right, you don't have reds, obviously. We need to be able to grab on the other side. You don't need that. You just need that. And the belt here needs to come up one further. So that they can reach. But that should be that. And these things are mostly ratio perfect, which is really nice. Shouldn't have to worry about inserter throughput basically at all. That came together much, much faster than I thought it would, and I'm very pleased. So now we can go rip out, is all the circuits keeping up as well? It looks like yes. It looks like we've probably built way more circuits than we need. So the other thing that we should do is we need a way to get greens and reds back into the logistics network. And we can probably just do it here. If you let me pull one of these power poles over. But we'll have a storage chest here and here. You'll hold reds. You'll hold greens. You're going to drag off of the green belt, and we're going to limit you to like that many. We're going to limit you to like that many. And then after that inserter, we're going to balance again to make sure that we're giving an even flow into all of these guys, who actually aren't even running because our demand for blue chips is not that high. Actually, you consume 0.34 per second. Oh, because I give you a speed module. Duh, I think you might need speed 3s. 0.3, 0.34, 0.13. Yeah, so these guys need speed 3s to get them closer. But power is free on Volcano, so what do I care? I could even put more speed modules into this thing if I wanted to really get the productivity going. And then I'm going to logistics limit these to 50 times, no, 40 times 50. We'll make 2,000 of them. None of this should need logistics controls, and you just have a limit based on what you're allowed to insert. So all of this can come down. It should all be empty at this point. No, there's a lot of cable left inside some of this. That's okay, you can find places for cable. You can just go put it in the new machines. And then this needs to get replaced with logistics. So it's still not good enough. Although it does get replaced now at least, because I guess there's a stack of them on board. don't like that chip design. It's like 99% perfect, which is the worst amount of perfect that it could possibly be. It works almost all of the time, but not all of the time. No, that's not what you want to do either. These request green. There. So that's no longer dependent on green circuits. We can wait for that to empty. Actually, I'll just empty myself. This can go... This can go... Actually, this doesn't even need to be a splitter anymore. There you go. This is going to fill your inventory up like nobody's business. Actually, no, it's not. Because you can do this. And why aren't you producing enough reds now that this is all online? I think because you might have just needed more reds in general. Alright, well. You see a problem? You solve it. You don't need 5. let's not go crazy. You can get away with 1. Hopefully. We'll see. You should have more than enough green circuit production for this. You should have more than enough plastic production for this. Copper wire might struggle a bit, but you can also speed module the copper wire. And then why do you have a speed 1? Oh, was that like a ratio thing you were doing? I bet it was. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You need to make 40 copper wire per second. You need to get this thing to 20 copper wire per second. It's 18. 24. That'll do it. So that'll let you back up on greens. I'd also like you to be input priority left side, so that I can drain this belt out. And then we'll dismantle here, dismantle here, dismantle here. Let's go empty our inventory into the new circuit factory. I'm sure you guys will be greedy for cable. Good. And I'm sure you guys will be greedy for green circuit. Good. And then we can take apart the rest of this, which is going to kill a pretty significant portion of your power grid. Get ready to rewire that. Done. And then whatever garbage this gives us in our inventory, we can just put into the new red circuit machines. And then finally, we can tear down this. Taking care to avoid the sulfuric acid pipe, which we still need. And I think you might connect 2 logistics grids, so I'm going to take you apart and see what breaks. No, you still connect through there, but it's kind of clunky. Holy shit, you get so many blues. You're going to have to find a place for those. Nope, you needed that logistics network coverage. Okay. That's fine. Bring this down to like here. And then run power to it. Sloppy solution, but effective. Build these guys up. And then if you have anything else that needs processing units, you can come and get some here at this chest at the end. And that should last me until I realize that something's broken. So that, oh god, need to restrict these. Okay. That's okay, you don't have that many left. You can just dump the rest in here. Eventually somebody will find a home for it. So that is your Speed 3 module plant up and running, and it should be able to produce more than enough for anything you need on any planet you need. How many spare lights you got? Only 10? I'll skip it. You also appear to be no longer necessary. Just kidding. Apparently you were the roboport that was in charge of offloading my spare iron. Let's move you over a little bit then. You can go here, and then I'll give you your very own little roboport. Trash a bunch of garbage that you don't need on volcanoes. Throw out this extra plastic. Throw out that extra wire. And I think we're good to head back. I would like to board a rocket, please. No space platforms currently in orbit. You're going to Novice. But why? Also, oh, you're almost out of fuel because you're flying around a lot. So you don't need to go to Fulgora anymore. I'd actually like you to go straight through to Volcanos. It's still going to take you past Novice, but I would just like you to come and pick me up. Because I need to get back to, I need to get back to Novice to fix my shit. I guess while we wait, I can tear down this old elevated rail that we don't need anymore. And also a lot of this old architecture. Like, all of this can go. Do not need any of this out here. Probably don't even need the radar. Which is what this runs to. Yeah, grab you. Don't need this guy. And then we don't need rail. Wonder if this means I can make that turn up by the station a little cleaner now, too. Seem to remember it conflicting with one of these posts. Let's find out. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so much better. Love it. Love it. Alright, Volcanos, working great. Very pleased with Volcanus. Probationer's back in orbit. Let's go hop aboard. And then we can have you go back to normal operation. Which is just going to be pinging between Nauvis and Volcanus when all your requests are satisfied. Science is petering out because we haven't been doing regular science deliveries. Oh, and then you also need, don't leave yet. Headway condition, circuit condition. Volcanus exports also needs to be 100 speed module 3s at this point. Because you can afford it. Import from Fulgora. Oh, it's leaving already. No, go back to Volcanus. I want you to pick up those speed 3s before we go back to Novice, because I want these biolabs to run at full power. I want to break 1,000 science, and then we're going to bed. Well, I'm going to bed. I don't know what you're going to do with your night, but I'm going to bed. Just have to wait for 2 rocket launches, and then we'll be off. It is an okay ship. And it's a nice looking ship. I do like how chaotic it is. I think I captured the essence of, like, space platform spaghetti really well with it. I just wish I had left a tiny bit of extra room for firepower at the corners. I mean, maybe it's just a laser turret here. No, because then it's a power issue. Because your bigger issue is that you just can't power. These don't do enough. You'd have to upgrade them quality-wise, I think. No, you need to upgrade the nuclear reactor quality-wise. 40 megawatts is just not enough to run this number of laser turrets. Maybe, actually, laser turret damage upgrades would do it. No, you're at 12. Yeah, I think we're just stuck with this being a ship that gets an asteroid collector destroyed like every 10 trips. That's just life. That's life in space for it. It's definitely not a gun turret issue. The gun turrets do fine. They chew through those asteroids in no time. I'm just hoping I could, like, catch it in the act. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Alright. We're missing 86, and we shipped 100. That will actually fill them all out. And they should dump a bunch of science back to the surface. Yeah, metallurgic science is coming out now. Here's all the speed 3s getting ready to get installed. This is going to spike our power grid, probably, I'd imagine. We're drawing 800 at peak? That's actually not even that bad. But I want to see this metallurgic science flow in. I also want to grab all my stuff. Heck. Alright. Let's turn on. I want all labs running. Good. Are you shipping enough of it? You could probably ship more, actually. How full is your cargo? I think you could go to 4,000. Let's ship 4K at a time. Okay, they're almost all on. You turn on now. You turn on now. You. You. And then you. And then all labs are on. Right as it runs out at the start of the belt. Yeah, we have to ship more science down here. But we are over 1,000 science per minute. It looks like we're going to top out at 13. The front ones have already stopped running. Yeah, the labs are too fast. Okay. Gleba Navigator. You are now going to 4,000 ag science as your payload. And Fulgora Nomad, trooper that you are, you're already at 5,000. You're going to go down to 4,000. I didn't know you were shipping down that much. You also run out of fuel a lot. We got to upgrade you. Alright, so we very, very briefly peaked at 1,400 science per minute. But we can't keep the labs running consistently unless we up the amount of science that we're shipping. Also, why aren't you picking up science? What happened on Gleba? You still run. You do still run. Are you just slow? What are you waiting on? Why are you stopped? Not enough science. Alright, we need to go to 2K. We can't actually fill that ship fast. Oh, it paused thrust. Oh, we paused thrust. It hasn't been shipping egg science just for, like, no reason. Oh, well, it's fine. It grows back. It grows back. Anyway, that's when I'm going to be done. It's like 2:20 a.m. It's good Factorio progress, though. So the last remaining thing that we have to do down here is build the Aquila ship. But we should be ready to do that, because I'm pretty sure I had the foresight to automate rocket turrets down here. I did, and we have 356 of them. So, we're ready to build the Aquila ship next episode, which should at this point be Tuesday night after World vs. World, but if I have time to stream Saturday, Sunday, I'll stream Saturday, Sunday. My mom is currently up for the weekend. We are doing birthday stuff, but if I can find the spare time to stream, I will, because I'm having a great time in Factorio lately. If you want to be around for when that happens, I've got a Discord. You can join it. You can give yourself the stream pings roll, and then you will know when I'm going live in the future. And if you want to catch up on older Factorio videos that we've done on the channel, I have a VODs channel that archives everything that I do on Twitch. I will see you guys around next time I stream, but until then, take care, happy Friday, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one.